Let's go back to 2014. Image macros are still all the rage, Rule 34 has a new obsession, Keanu Reeves' career has gotten a huge resurgence, this chick is trying to kill this chick.
Good times, good times.
Oh, and there's also this crackhead web show.
Show me your vagina!
This is Biatches. Think about the worst adult cartoon you've ever seen in your life. Now imagine a show 10 times worse than that. It's worse than Velma. This show makes Fairview, The Slim Shady Show, and The Nut Shack look like masterpieces. At least The Nut Shack had a catchy theme. It's the Nut Shack. The show does have an intro to its credit. It isn't always the same though. Most episodes start with our girls getting kicked out of the bathroom by these Iggy Azalea clones, and they always have different lines.
No guys will ever love you because you're fugly biatches. Get out! Ew! It's the Learning Zone Lesbos. The boys' bathroom is down the hall. Get out!
So while the intro is really nothing special, I honestly do appreciate the small variation, as well as the fact that there's an intro at all. Title cards became the norm by the streaming era, and I have to assume it was partly to cut costs and partly because binging became the default way to watch shows. But let me stop before this becomes a rant on season release schedules.
Hey, look guys, I made a booger wall.
So what is Biatches even about? What is a biatch?
The biatch was like, what?
Well, it was basically a cooler way to call someone the B word.
Biatch!
Not the point of the video, let's move on. The show stars comedy duo Julia Wolov and Dana Goodman as Julia and Dana. I'm not so sure if these are meant to be fictionalized younger versions of themselves, or if the characters just share their names out of convenience. Either way, they're two high school girls who attend behavioral classes and are very curious about
The one and only.
And it's not even a healthy curiosity, it's practically all these two little perverts think about.
I want to get us a real-life sexual education class that teaches us how to put a penis in a bush, how to do orgasms, and how to keep your husbands happy.
The art style can be summed up in 3 words.
Misery, misery, misery.
I will never understand this genre's design conventions. It's either cheap Family Guy knockoff or Class Teacher Pro characters who got left in the microwave too long. At what point do we say, you know what, maybe we shouldn't keep making shows where the whole point is to spend every episode trying not to puke? Now, even though this show's entire look is unappealing, I want to make clear that there's nothing wrong with having an unconventional art style. It's the content and limited animation that sends this one over the edge. Speaking of the animation, just look at it. It barely passes for a cartoon, it looks like a storyboard animatic. Not to mention the scratchy outlines all over, it just looks unfinished. This is year 2000 Newgrounds level stuff. Except those guys had more creativity, none of the budget, and were one-man teams. This is an industry product made by professionals and greenlit by studio executives. There's no excuse for this. With all that said, let me just walk you through 2 episodes. There are only 6 in total, and trust me, they're all equally horrendous. Let's start with episode 1, Let's Go Potty. As usual, Dana and Julia are in the boys' bathroom after getting kicked out of the girls'.
Is your dad still mad you pinched his balls?
Yeah, but I saw him in the shower this morning, totally naked.
No fair. I haven't seen my dad's pork sword.
Where is the funny? I don't get it. You got these horny little gremlins and that's the setup and the punchline for every joke. They're just horny. That's the whole show. This girl is envious of her friend because she's never seen her own father's.
Baba lapa shama lama ding dong.
I have to pee. Dana, someone's in there. Ew, Michael Jackson.
Again, I don't get the joke. Why did she call him that?
It's because he's black, isn't it?
This isn't the only time Julia calls him that either, and I can't tell if it's just a nickname because she thinks he looks like a young Michael Jackson, or if it's actually his name. If it's the former, it doesn't really work and it's just not funny, and if it's the latter, why didn't they use the chance to make an actual joke? Just random.
You wanna come to my cousin's quinceanera? My uncle gonna be there, and he gonna tackle people and free donkey ride.
Stop trying to get inside people.
With MJ over here clogging the toilet, the girls have no choice but to use the filthy urinals. The teacher, Miss Klitnick, walks in. Yeah, that's her name, Miss Klitnick, comedy gold. Her whole character is that she's Jewish. Just, that's it, she's Jewish. She says Jewish phrases, she has a profile on plentyofgefilte.com. These jokes are painful. What do I even say about that? Honestly, one thing I'll give the show credit for is that pretty much every character is a stereotype. It doesn't single anybody out. Everyone in the show is a weird idiot. I'm not here to tell you how to feel about that, it's just an observation. Miss Klitnick bends over to grab Michael's outfit for him and Dana lifts her skirt. There's more of that comedic genius for you. The episode ends with Dana's stomach rumbling and she goes number 2 in the urinal. This show is the worst freaking thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, guys, I don't know if I have it in me to do another episode. Okay, let's get through this. Episode 5, Sweet Beef Tips. There's actually a bit of continuity to explain from episode 4. Dana and Julia set Ms. Klitnick up with Dana's father, halfway because Ms. Klitnick was lonely and halfway because they'd get to spy on them doing it. Diabolical.
It sounded like they were beating a moose to death. Ooh, moo.
Ew, your breath smells.
We learned that Dana stole her father's, how do you say, gentleman's pills.
It's supposed to make guys fall in love with you.
Oosh, pump up the horny jam. Pump you up, gonna make you horny.
Okay, as stupid as it is, this is literally the only time this show made me laugh. I can't help it, a well-placed fart sound effect can break anyone. Turns out the titular beef tips were prepared for the class by Miss Klitnick. Julia causes a distraction so Dana can spike the food.
Ow, you just hit me. What is that?
Oh, it hurts. It hurts. It feels good.
So everyone gets super aroused and starts acting a fool. I gotta say, even when South Park does content like this, they at least make some clever jokes out of it.
Butter's Creamy Goo is chock full of all the essentials an athlete needs. Commitment, compassion, and camaraderie.
The entire joke here is that basically everyone turns into Julia and Dana, which is a catastrophe of nightmarish proportions. Okay, that's 2 times. You got me 2 times, you stupid show. The medication makes everyone sick, and Shelly here finds the bottle, which she gives to Miss Klitnick.
Oh my gosh, go Vendas. I didn't. I thought my body.
3 times! Big deal! Miss Klitnick is honestly the funniest character, but when the whole show is dumpster juice, it's hardly saying much. She puts Dana and Julia on punishment and tells Dana's father what happened. The boys start drooling over them and then the episode ends.
Just riveting.
The show sucks, there's no 2 ways about it. Our main characters are obnoxious weirdos. Being weird isn't a problem itself, but these 2 have zero likability. They're not charming, they're not funny, they're not interesting, they're just weird in the bad way. Miss Klitnick is the only character that's even remotely funny, and it's really just because of the voice performance by Horatio Sands.
How dare you do this to Miss Klitnick?
All the gags are like things a 12-year-old would come up with, in the 90s. Don't believe me? The school is called Wienerbush High. Wienerbush. The show kinda has an obsession with bushes in particular for some reason.
My mom has a big bush, so I'm a lucky duck.
You don't have to rub it in my face, Julia.
Ew, I would never rub my mom's bush in your face.
Understand, I'm not saying you can't have a show with toilet humor and underage characters, but there's no show here. It's just toilet humor. You know what, it's not even humor, it's just the toilet. This is what you get, this is the whole thing right here. South Park isn't a great show because it has toilet humor. It's the provocative writing, memorable satire, colorful characters, and perhaps most notably, charm. Biatches has none of that. It has negative that. This is genuinely one of the worst things ever created, I'm not even joking. I know I keep bringing up South Park, but seriously, this show was like someone ate the first 6 minutes of the Period Ring episode and vomited on the sidewalk. Then 15 years later, someone else scraped up the dried vomit and served it to people. I know that's a repulsive analogy, but trust me, it's appropriate. I couldn't find out if it was cancelled or if it was always intended to have a brief run, but it really doesn't matter, I guess. I won't warn you against watching it because I know how human curiosity works. If someone told me about this show, I'd give it a peek too, I'm not gonna lie. Just know what you're getting yourself into.
Arm yourselves with knowledge.